months to get my first deal. And I've been following up with this lady for like 5 months. Finally got through. Finally, I got a hold of the husband. And he was like, look, that was my mother-in-law's house. They were about $25,000 in taxes.
Oh, dude, your first deal was kind of a messy deal.
It was a messy deal. I didn't even know. So I'm like, all right, well, look, I'll give you $30,000. She was like, all right, fine. If you can get the MER up and you can pay the tax and I get $5,000, that's it. Got the photos, come back. About 3 weeks later, $30,000. Changed my life.
Welcome to Dirty Deeds. I got Manny Cash with me today. He is a local San Antonio guy who has a compelling story in real estate and also in life. We're going to talk about that today. Welcome, Manny.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Logan.
No doubt. I'm trying to think back when the first time you and I met. When was it? Do you recall?
I do recall. It was in 2019 in Mike and Charles' office. You went there one day. I was a fly on the wall. I was there. You went by yourself, and there was a lot of guys there. Charles kind of like did this meeting, and then I was like, all right. And then you walked in, and that was the first time I met you. We probably didn't shake hands, but that's when the first time I knew who you were. And then after that, online, social media, you kept seeing me, and I kept seeing you. And then one day in 2022, you said, hey, dude, let's go have lunch.
Yeah.
And then that's when we actually met in person and talked. So
that was a fun time. And it's cool because you get to meet someone you don't really know what's going on, like behind the scenes, so to speak. Yeah. But it's shocking, the cool stories of people, how they wound up here. They're everywhere. You just don't know. You see some guy walking down the street or in an office, you have no idea. Yeah. But you have a fun one. A lot of people are like, well, I went to school and I had this job that I hated and I quit and did this and it kind of worked out. Yours is way different than that.
It is. It is different.
Before we get into that, give me a snapshot of what your business looks like real quick. And then we're going to go back.
Yeah, right now it's we are a team of 5. You got 3 of my guys here. We all acquisition. We're doing 100% distress properties. And then when I say 5, because I'm the 4th one, but the 5th one is Jesus Christ. He is the CEO of our business. So we counting him as he actually has an office and a desk in our office.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So and we're just going full-blown 100% distressed properties. We shut down wholesaling about 4 months ago.
That's scary to say. We shut down the business I spent years building.
Yeah, it was a team decision. We had learned a lot of, how to get deals and understand the process of affidavit version and stuff like that. And, my experience now in 8 years in the business and being able to build a solid foundation and capital and liquid. So I was, all right, I'm ready. Let's go. Consult with the team. The team said, let's go. And then we just changed direction. And so right now we are, again, full-blown distressed properties. We got about 4 or 5 deals on the board, $280,000 in potential profit, as you saw it online. And we're just figuring it out. We watched a lot of this podcast. You have no idea how many hours.
The breadcrumbs.
Yes, yeah. We literally just, guys, let's watch the podcast. Let's listen to him, take notes, bought the book, and we got to work. We literally just got to work, took the action, picked up the phone, and did what got me out from being broke to having some money, which is make some calls.
Make the calls.
Make the
calls.
Got
problems, call the leads.
That's it.
Bad day, call the leads. Wife's mad at you, call the leads.
Yep.
You need to pay some bills, call the fucking leads.
Yeah. So everybody in the office knows that concept, and then bro, that's where we're at right now. So,
I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Everybody gets into business because you're like, you got to get some money, you got to pay your bills, like you want to do that. But there's this evolution of you get past that part, and depending on where you go, like in the spot that I'm in, it's really fun to see folks have this aha moment that I had years ago where I'm like, wow, all these things change. The business works. My life is going to change. I might be able to be who I always thought I was going to be, but haven't been able to like actually be that yet. I'm going to be that now because of this. And when that aha moment happens, it's like,
yeah, it's just like, it's like taking the blind off your eyes and you can actually see.
There's so many things in this kind of business that are lower risk, more thoughtful. It's so different, it's so interesting. And I remember thinking through all those little pieces along the way to come to a place. When I got to that place, I'm like, damn, this is a way better place than a lot of the other places that other people are at or where I've been in the past. And when you get the benefit of you guys get the benefit of having 10, 12 years worth of this roadmap. Yeah. And you can say, all right, I can get the abstract out of that and get there. Yeah. Like if I did my job right, I'd just save you 10 years worth of work.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, we thank you for it. You are the pioneer in this industry and this business model. I can't even imagine what you went through in the first 2 months, 3 months, just scratching your head on how to figure this out. And now we should get to watch you and do it, and then we do it.
Now, here's the cool part. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
You decide you want to drink.
Yeah.
So tell me about how you wound up here. And I don't want to just start about how you got into real estate because you have a fun story before that. So normally I don't go back that far, but for you, I'd like to.
Thank you. It is a long story. I'll give you the 12 years. It took me 12 years to get here because I've been in the United States since April 6, 2013. I came into this country as a 17-year-old boy from Venezuela. Pursued a dream of playing soccer. Unfortunately, that was not it. I got injured at a young age, my hip, and that was it. It was over. I come from my mom and my dad, hardworking family, very humble, and I'm blessed to have both spectrum of what an entrepreneur needs to be. One, my mom is the hard worker. She understands hard work and how she can outwork people, and by default, she will make something out of it. Now, my dad is the brain. My dad went to school. He's an engineering by trade. He has 2 degrees. He has all this schooling under him. And my dad is more of like, oh, I want to work with my brain instead of working with my hands. So both then that's why they were so successful. And as a grown up kid, I saw that. I saw how they went from poverty to middle class and be able to have things and travel and why not. So one day, from one day to another, I saw how they went from, let's say, $500,000 liquid to $30,000. Like the country, the economy just devaluated so fast. And that was when Chavez was passed away in 2012. My mom had 3 apartments, businesses, all kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, everything, you went to sleep today, tomorrow, you look at your bank account. And if you have $500,000, now it's worth $30,000. So that was the first time I saw my dad kind of like,
what did we work for this
yes,
long for?
Yeah. So I saw him kind of like panic a little bit, but he didn't really show it and didn't tell me, but I knew it. I knew my dad, right? So I was like,
something's up.
Yeah, something's up. Like,
how old were you at that age?
16 years old.
Oh shit, yeah, you're like a young man.
Yeah, I'm 16 years old. I'm now seeing like we're not eating out no more. Like my dad's like, no, like let's cut this out, cut that out, and I'm like, okay, my soccer career is over. Somebody's got to make the jump, and I'm the oldest of 2. I have a little sister, and I took it up on myself to say, all right, I'm gonna make it happen, and the only way I knew to do it was America. People say America's the greatest country to be in. I said, all right, I'm gonna go there, see if that's true.
There's a big gap between Venezuela and America.
Yeah, huge gap. And I remember telling my dad in November 2012. I told my dad, listen, Dad, I want to go to the state. And he was like, you crazy? We don't have nobody there. We don't have any family. Like, who's gonna take you there? Yeah, he was like, what are you talking about? I said, Dad, I'm gonna go to the state. I have a friend that went there, and he's going to school. He's doing well. Yeah, but they have money, and we can't really. I said, Dad, I need you to like believe in me. And he said, well, if you find me how I can get you there legally with the visa and all the right paperwork, I'll talk to your mom, and then we'll figure it out. Boy, you best believe I didn't sleep. I went on a computer and I researched how to get to the United States in the legal way. And I got me a U visa, that's a student visa, where you can come to the state to study, right? And so what I was going to study was English. That was my entry,
Okay.
right? So you got the U visa, and then they give you an I-20. An I-20 is a permit that says, hey, Logan, now you can come to the state and go to this school for X amount of time. And the school has to sign it. Now the U.S. government says, okay, he's legit, he comes in.
How long is that good for?
Only until you're enrolled for the course that you're going to do. So if I'm enrolled for 6 months, it's only good for 6 months.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm against the clock here. Then, long story short, convinced my dad. He said, all right, boy, I'll talk to your mom. We're going to make it happen. This is pretty much our last savings we have, and we're going to bet it on you. And
dude, how did that feel when he told you that? Were you a little nervous, or were you just at that age like, F it, I need it, let's go?
I knew my dad knew who he raised, and I knew his money was in a good bed. And I knew how my dad raised me, and I knew I was not going to disappoint him. So I felt a lot of pressure. However, I knew I had what it takes because of how I saw my mom and my dad coming from selling bread on the street to having a lot of money and being able to buy, things. And so like I had that in me. I had that DNA in me. Now, when I go back, I wasn't a great student. I was a bad student. I was a horrible student. But I knew from a young age that school was not gonna be it. It was gonna be either soccer or business. I had that. I knew that from the like since I'm like 10 years old, because I started selling stuff on school, selling my bicycles, everything I could sell to make money. I would do it. So I had that in me. And my mom would tell me, she's like, "Oh boy, you like money. I can see it. I can see it." So fast forward, 4 months later, I got all the paperwork ready. I got the visa stamp. I got the approval. I found out what school I was gonna go
That sounds
to.
pretty fast.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Okay,
fast.
so this isn't a permanent resident type
No.
thing. This is education.
This is just education. This is like, hey, we'll let you come here for only the time that you say you're going to study. So the school provides multiple courses: 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months.
You're like, sign up for the 12 months.
I know. I wanted to go the 12 months, but my dad didn't have the money to do the 12 months. So I'm like, Dad, like, what can you do? What
Six
can you
better
do?
12.
He said, I can do 6, sons. I said, all right, I'll make it work. All right. So sure enough, I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. And granted, this is me after coming from Argentina from playing soccer. So like I was in the last country of the continent. Now I'm going to the top of the north of the continent, which is United States. So I went from two poles, South Pole to North Pole. And
Oh, yeah, you went to Chicago, right?
yes.
So you went from humid 100 degrees to like, you better bring your jacket, boy.
Yeah. So why Chicago? A lot of people ask me that. I don't know why. I just thought it was cool. I never seen snow in my life.
Big city.
I'm like, yeah, cool. Why not? I saw Batman one day. I saw the movies like that. It sounds cool. And yeah, man. And I will never forget when 2 days before leaving, my mom told me, listen, son. Then she came and gave me her a pet talk. Like my mom is not really about. She doesn't have too much emotion. Like she's just more quiet. She said, listen. She looked in my eye and she said, we're gonna send you there, and this is your dad's and I's last like resource we have. It cost about $20,000. Yeah, it was for the education and the to have a room to stay.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
called homestay, where people rent rooms and why not, right? So I said, all right, Mom, I promise you I'll do. And said, no, listen to me. I don't want you to come back. I was like, what? I'm 17 years old and you don't want me to be back? Like, you don't want to see me again type of deal?
It kind of took it a little personal, maybe.
Yeah, she was like, I don't want you to come back. I want you to go make something big out of it. Do not come back.
It's the opposite of I want you to come back. Go do something bigger.
And I was like, yes, ma'am. She said, you'll do whatever it takes to stay there. All right, I got my mom approval. Then that's all I needed. Then, dude, I found myself on a plane going to Chicago and Miami. And I'll tell you, from day one, it was rough. I got detained in Miami because I was a minor. And when I go in there on immigration, they were like, okay, where's your mom? Where's your dad? I was like, they're home. Who are you coming with? By myself.
Got these papers.
Yeah, I got, look, man, I got everything legit. He was like, all right, yeah, but you're a minor. I said, okay, but what's the problem? He said, no, you like, well, I didn't know that there's a lot of minors that get sent over because of trafficking and drugs. They use minors to drugs. That's a thing.
Oh.
Yes. So then he said, the dude was, all right, got in the radio. Somebody came in and I was like, he's like, follow him. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm going VIP. Well, you know where VIP was? VIP was go to the cuartito. They call it cuartito. It's a room behind where they keep all the suspect people that come into the United States. So I'm in a room with people all over the world. And I'm like, what's going on here? As I look, dude, my flight goes to Chicago in a couple of hours. Don't worry about it. You're going to lose it. What do you mean you're going to lose it? You're going to lose it. Well, they got my fingerprints. They got everything. Got photos. They almost like, they found out who my dad was, my mom was, everything. They found out everything. Long story short, I lost my flight. I left Miami like around 10 p.m. I got to Chicago at 2 in the morning, and they were waiting for me. And that's when the journey started. Then now I'm in Chicago. What do I do? I got to learn English. That's the first thing. I didn't know how to say, hello, how are you? Nothing. I was like, hi, my name is Manny. That was it. That's how much as I knew.
Yeah.
And that's it. Went to school, and from there, bro, like I just had to do what I had to do to make it out. So
Do these stories sound crazy? They are. I do have a real estate program that teaches people how to do it. It's a coaching program. I've spent years perfecting how to train people to get to these deals the quickest for the least amount of expense and the most profitable way they possibly can. This is how I built my business of 25 people over the last 10 years, and I'm now implementing it into a program for folks that are either high-performing W-2s or already in the real estate business and just need to turn it up a notch. That's what I can do. So look, I've got a video. There's a link down below in the comment here. You owe it to yourself. Just go check it out. If it's for you, great. If it's not, move on to the next video. But I think you owe it to yourself, especially after hearing what's happened for these folks. So I recall your time, and we're going to talk more about real estate today, but for me, that's the big thing of the spirit, the launch pad, like all those things to go from there to here. I know you went through school. I know you started saying, okay, this may be in the total path. Let me get some jobs. I remember you having a mentor that you really looked up to, and then that didn't go as long as you wanted, and you're like, uh-oh, I'm on my own. But during that path was what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, so this is 2013. I'm going to school. I'm learning English. I'm 3 months in. I'm catching it, dude. I'm listening. I'm understanding. I'm speaking.
How good your English at that point?
How was it?
Like, is it this good?
No, not at all. Like it was really bad. Like
the family you were living with, did they speak English?
They did.
Or Spanish?
Yeah, they did. Only English. Only English. Yeah. But I had a bad experience with my first homestead. Like I almost fought that dude. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I almost fought the dude, and it was not fun. So then I went to school. The day after, I said, "Hey, look, like." This dude's tripping, man. Like, and yeah, he was one of those look down type of deal because of the color. And but he didn't know where I was from, so I was
you
not.
invited me in your home, asshole.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm paying him, so like but he thought I was gonna stay quiet, and I didn't. And I stood up and I told him like, look, bro, like I'll check him real quick. And then he was like, oh shoot, like you're like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm like that. So. I went to school the day after. I told him what happened. They sent him a letter, and I said, you know what? No, I gotta get out. So then from there, I went to an Italian lady, sweetest lady I've ever met, first time in Chicago. And yeah, dude, from there, I'm like, my dad gave me $1,500 to come in. Like that was that's it. Like that's all I got, $1,500. So I gotta make it work, Logan. I gotta eat.
That ain't much.
Like that ain't much.
That's like for a month.
Literally,
on
right?
On top of your living expenses.
Okay, yeah, but I gotta stretch it out 6 months, some way, somehow. And this is the thing that I tell people: listen, man, when you're on that, like, you gotta do it. You really gotta figure it out.
It's shocking what you can do when you have to.
Yeah, when you have to. I was living with $100 a month. When I said living, I was eating McDonald's every single day, the dollar meal.
Yeah.
$125. Already with tax. I will get a cup of water, just drink it. That was it. That was my meal every single day. God's great. I was on the street. I was talking to a lady. She was kind of like manager of the restaurant. And then she kind of, I don't know, she felt sorry for me or something. I don't know. And then she's like, mijo, just come here. I'll feed you. Hey, man.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. And then it was a good meal. And to make a long story short, man, I lived with that lady in Chicago. And I said, I need to make some money. Like, I got to figure out how to make some money. And then her business was bringing in a lot of international students. She had 2 buildings. So she had in total about 25 rooms. So every weekend, it was a set of like 3-4 people coming into her building. Because some go, some come, some go, some come. And I say, hey, look, like, what can I do to like, make some income? And she was like, Manny, you know what? How about every Saturday when they arrive, you show them downtown and I'll pay you $25 a head.
Okay.
I was like...
$25
bucks a head, and I got that showing downtown, and we got about 3, 4, 5 a weekend. Bad. That's all I need. That's gonna buy me time.
Yeah.
And then that's what I started doing.
Wait, but you weren't going to school anymore at this time.
No, I was going to school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to go to school because
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I had to go to school, but that gig was only on Saturday, so Monday to Friday I was going to school. Okay. And dude, I started making some money, even if it was like $300 a month. That was enough for me to like, all right, pay my stuff here. I'm living, pay my transportation, and then from there I'm like, all right. I gotta figure it out. I need to make more money. But then some way, somehow, I make some friend with some Saudi Arabian friends, and I started living Logan in downtown Chicago. Believe it or not, I'm like on top. I'm living the best dream. Like I just came from Venezuela to.
Are you paying them?
I was, but it was like they were like homies. They were like, Manny, don't worry about it. Just give me what you can. I was like, are you sure? Like, huh? Just give me what you can. I'm like, why? Because their keen over there was paying for everything. They had like scholarship. So
they're students also.
They're just we met in school. So they were like, yeah, just pay out what you can. I was like, look, man, I don't really got much. It's like, man, you're a cool dude. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm like, all right, Logan, I got my backpack and I'm down I'm on the 35th floor, Millennium Park. I can see the Chicago downtown all over. I'm living the dream. I'm waking up and I'm seeing like Michigan Lake, everything. I'm like, how did this happen? I don't know, but I'm living it. Then after that, reality kicked in. It was time for me to go back. But I remember my mom. She said, you're not coming back.
Back.
So what do I do? So like I was like, for like a whole week, I'm like, and I called my mom and said, hey mom, like, and she was like, look, son, you know what I told you is that this conversation is between you and I. I'm not gonna tell your dad. Your dad feels some different way. He wants you to come back, but don't tell your dad what I tell you. I said, all right, mom. So it was time for me to go back. I prayed on it, and I packed my backpack, and the date off, I decided that I'm not leaving.
So now your visa's expired.
Now yeah.
Class is over. You're illegal at the moment.
Now I'm illegal. Yeah.
So you're gonna get a job.
Now I gotta get a job. So like now I gotta
And
figure
you
it
gotta
out.
keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble.
Correct.
Because if you get popped, you know where that's going.
I'm going.
Those dudes, the same outfit in the airport coming for you.
They're coming for me. So now I'm like, no, I'm gonna figure this out. Like if there's more people here that I figure it out, I'm no donkey, man. I can figure this out too. Like I'm young, I got energy, I can do it. So I stay, bro. You know, that's the truth. I stay, and then from there, the dream just died from one day to another. And then I got a friend that knew this dude that had a cable company. That's how we're gonna get into it. Had a cable company. So then I went there and I was like, all right, man, like I can work. He was like, well, what do you know how to do? Anything. Just what do we do? So I started as a golfer. Hey, Manny, go do that. Hey, Manny, go do this. Hey, Manny, paint this out. And they were paying me $300 a week. I'm like, all right, cool. I went from Millennium Park to 47 in California. For those guys that know, that is the south side of Chicago. Heavy gang members, heavy drug, heavy cartel involved. I'm like, it is what it is. I had to be here. And I was getting checked every day when I walk in there, like, what's up, homie? Where you from? Because they thought I was Puerto Rican because I look Puerto Rican, and there is a Puerto Rican gang over there.
Oh.
Yes. So, but I had to tell them, like, nah, bro, I'm from Venezuela. You know, I came to school.
So they don't get you drugged.
So they don't get me, like, involved into no bull crap. And I lived like that for a while. So then once I got into the cable industry, I'm like, all right. And then I started meeting the technician. I was like, hey, man, how much money are you making? He was like, man, I'm about $1,500 a week, $1,000 a week. I'm like, that was like.
You're like, I had that for 6 months. You make it a week?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, that's a lot of money. And he was like, well, yeah, it's okay. And he was like, well, what do I do well, you got to buy yourself a truck. And, you got to have somebody train you, and then you need a badge. Like, it's got to go to corporate because it's going to go to Comcast. And I'm like, oh, man, what do I do? I said, roadblock comment. I'm like, what do I do? I said, no, I'm going to figure it out. I got into dispatch. I went from being the golfer, like, hey, do this, do that, to like being on dispatch. The one that calls the route. Hey, Logan, go this, blah, 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 3. You got a 3 to 5. You got a 5 to 7. Go this. Hey, are you running late? Like, I got into that. With a broken accent, I don't know how they took me. I don't know why they gave me that job. I was talking to customers. People probably didn't understand what I was saying, but I was doing it. But I got to understanding how the flow worked with the jobs. Then my goal was to go in the field. And the field was where the money was. So then I got cool with this dude named Carlos. And I say, because I will give him job, because I could take job from the pool and give it to people.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Hook Carlos up, get a relationship.
There you go. So now I'm hooking Carlos up, and then sometimes he'll like, hey, Manny, I want to leave early today. Can you remove this one? I'm like, damn, Carlos, I can't do that. But you know what? So I'll move it from his route, and I'll give it to somebody else. And then Carlos and I got cool. And then after that, Carlos like, hey, man, I'll just get you a truck. Come on, get you a truck and save some money, and then I'll train you. So you train me? He said, yeah, I'll train you. Don't worry about it. I saved the $1,800. I bought my first van. It was a Chrysler Town Country 2002.
You had to pay cash.
I had to pay cash.
No financing.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
I just paid cash for it, white, because they had to be white for it to be standard of the company. I got it. Carlos, I got the van. All right, come to work. So he coached me. He trained me. Now, but I need a bat.
That's what you got to get.
That's the main thing.
So how did you get it?
Okay, I'll tell you. I didn't tell you that day, but I'll tell you right now. So, Latinos, we do have 2 last names. For some reason, we have our mom and our dad's last name.
Yeah.
So my last name, my mom's last name is Reyes. So one day, I'm in the secretary's office, and I see all the batches there, and I see everybody that has applied and everything. And I see this dude named Brian Reyes. And I'm like, hey, what's up with this dude? Yeah, he applied. Everything went through. Background check passed, but he just disappeared. He didn't show up. I guess he didn't like the job. Is his badge still active? yeah, it is active. Well, you know my name is Reyes too, right? You're like, really? Yeah, look. I show him my passport. Oh, yeah. Hey, you mind if I work under that badge? Well, I don't know. Like, well, talk to so-and-so. They went and talked to so-and-so. He's like, yeah, put Manny on it.
So you'd spent some time. There's all these rules, all these regulations, but I got led into the business school at Texas State. My grades weren't there. And I spent time talking to the dean. And eventually she was like, Logan, don't screw me over. She turned on her computer and did this and came back. She's like, okay. And I was like, what do I need to do? Go reapply for the classes? She goes, no, the semester starts in 3 days. You're in. I put you in the class. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was the people thing. It wasn't all the rules, the regs, and all that stuff. I was able to build enough relationship with her and make her trust me enough.
Yeah.
What you did is you spent time there working your butt off, being a good dude, making them like you.
Yep.
And someone who was probably not normally willing to bend rules or never did it was like, man, I like this guy. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. So
that's what you did.
That's what happened. And, I got favor, man. And they, bro, 1 week later, I'm on the field. I'm working.
Now you're earning.
Yeah, and I'm earning.
Why did you leave there and go to work with the contractor? Because it was greater pay?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Like, I was making $300 a week on dispatch, where I could make at least, as a rookie, I could make at least even 500 to 600 a week as a technician. So like, and if I get better, then I could make 1,000. That was my goal, make $1,000 a week. I'm like, man, I'm making $4,000 a month. That's good, right? At a 18-year-old kid.
Oh yeah.
So, for a while, my name was Brian Reyes. So then I'll tell you this.
You meet girls, Brian.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this quick story. One day I went to this detective guy. I didn't know he was a detective. He was a holder, like one of those guys that accumulate a lot of things. And I saw on the work order that 3 technicians has canceled. So I'm like, oh, when that is like, oh, something's up. So I go in there and knock on the door. He's like, hey, listen, man, let me tell you something. Before you walk in, are you willing to do the job? I'm gonna say, I'm willing to do the job, but what am I facing? Because I see here 3 people came in and they canceled it. They said, well, look, man,
what the heck?
I keep a lot of stuff. Come in. Logan, there was only a pathway to walk inside the house.
Yeah, we've done a lot of deals like that.
Yeah, so then he goes, I said, look, sir, I'll tell you what, I'm willing to do the job if you're willing to help me out, just move the stuff around. I said, that cool. Long story short, I got the job done. He gave me a $20 tip. And he said, what's your badge? Brian Reyes. I'm going to make a great recommendation about you. I'm like, no, dude, don't do it.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, no, please, like, forget about me,
About to get fired.
Yeah, so then fast forward a week later, I get robbed. Doing a job in the east side and the west side of Chicago, I get gun pointed on my rib in the alley. Like, I thought I was gonna lose my life right there. Like, straight up, hands up, don't look at me. The dude put a gun on my rib and he took my wallet, my phone, my car keys. Everything was taken out.
Passport?
No passport. I never carried my passport with me. So, gone. I'm like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? Like, for like a quick 30 seconds, I was like, what is going on? Never in Venezuela, that is more dangerous ever. I got stolen like that. So, yeah, everything was gone. But I have friends that were on the street, and I told them, like, hey, dude, this is what happened. He's like, all right, cool. Let's go get it back. I said, what you mean we're going to go get it back?
Who's this dude?
Yeah, well, we used to do cable together. So, but he's Puerto Rican, and he was in the street, and he was like, don't worry, we'll get it back. They got your phone? Yeah, all right. Get on my phone and find the iCloud, and we're gonna track him. Sure enough, we did. From his phone, I was tracking where they were. Logan, we got my stuff back. I fought the dude. I broke my hand, and I got a human bite on my leg. Because when I knocked him out, he got on the floor, and he bit me. So.
And he's the motherfucker that stole your stuff.
Yeah. But little did he didn't know I was a soccer player. And he got me. And I was with my right foot. So, like, you
know how to kick.
Yeah, I know how to kick, brother.
You never told me this part of the story.
Yeah, I didn't. So then the cop showed up. I find myself handcuffed, like with the handcuff. My friend, fortunately, he was kind of like when I had the monitor thing. So I'm like, bro, my bad. I didn't mean to put you in this trouble. I said, don't worry about it. I'll get out. So they took both of us to the police station. Then the cop was like, all right, well, we're going to take you back to the detective. He's going to get what happened, tell the story. I cannot make this up, bro. I'm walking behind the detective, the police department. That was your
cable installation, yeah.
Boom. They opened the door, and guess who I see there? The dude that I just went last week to do the installation. And he looked at me, he was like, Brian. He remembers my name, dude.
Wow.
I was like, hey, what's up, sir? He's like, man, nobody told me it was you. I would have just bring it in real quick. What happened? Come on, sit down, Brian. What happened? So I'm like, I'm looking at my friend. My friend is like, damn, man. Like,
How'd this happen? Yeah.
bro, you're cooked. You know, it's like, I can't get you out of this one. We got your stuff back, but we can't get you out of this one.
Yeah.
Then I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to pray to my Jesus. I started praying and said, Lord, please, just don't. Like, just have some mercy on me. And then the dude was, all right, well, let's start off. Tell me what happened. So I told him what happened. Well, tell me your full name. And then I stayed quiet for a while. And he was like, come on, tell me your full name. And I just looked at him. He looked at me. He said, I get it. Let's do a reset. Then he got serious. Tell me your real name. So I told him my real name. Found out when I came in, where I lived.
You told him all that, or he found?
No, because it's in the system. Right. So he found out like the date I put a foot in the United States, where I lived, everything, the school, everything, my visa status, everything. He goes, boy, you believe in Jesus? I said, I do. Well, today's your miracle day.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you something. You're doing good, at least in this country. You're working. You're doing good for society. At least you know, like 10 thieves that are from here and they're stealing from you. Because of that, you're good to go. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I said, yes, sir. Just make sure you pay your taxes. I said, sir, yes, sir. I'll pay my taxes. He let me go, Logan. Wow. And I got a clean pass there. And then from there, I was like, man, I was having a rough time in Chicago. Chicago was tough. And then I heard about this dude named Manuel Gonzalez. That's the dude I told you. And he will have like conference room like every other day. And every time we'll say, Manuel's calling. Everybody like seemed to be like, sir, yes, sir. Like, I'm like, who's this dude? He's not even here. Like, why did everybody, 100 people get so straight like whenever they hear his name? And I got curious. Like, I started asking questions like, hey, who's this dude? Oh, he's the big boss. He's in Texas. He's the big jefe. He's in Texas. He's been doing this for years, like since the 90s. I'm like, huh. But okay, but what's his deal? Well, he owns all this. I'm like, he owns all this. It's not even here. That's some some big dog right there to me. You know, to move all the equipment, truck, people, and you're not even there. Nobody sees him here. And I go, I need to meet this guy. Well, Fabian, my guy, he knew him, and that's how I kind of got through him. And then I called the dude. I called the dude and said, hey, man, I work for you. I know you don't know me, but I work for you here in Chicago. And I heard that you're in Texas. Is there any chance, any opportunity for me in Texas? Like, I can work. He's like, what tech number are you? Tech number so-and-so. Okay, look, I'm opening a branch in San Antonio, and I need help. If you want, you can come, train some guys. I'll pay you, get some trucks. You make some money under it. How long you been doing this, sir? I've been doing that already for over a year. You really know it, sir. I look at my KPIs. I'm good. All right. Call me whenever you're here, and whenever you're gonna come, just come. I was like, for real? It's like, yeah, just come. I need people.
All right, I'm packing up and coming. You better be ready when I get there.
There you go. I went back to my house. I packed everything. I got to San Antonio, Texas. 22 hours later, I didn't tell nobody. I just dipped. I just left.
You know what? That's probably better. As weird as it sounds, there's a lot going on there.
Just go. Yeah. And I didn't even tell my mom, my dad, nothing. My mom called me when I was in the middle of St. Louis. She was like, son, how you doing? Good, Mom. Where you driving?
I'm still here, and I'm going to Texas.
Where you going? I'm going to Texas. She's like, you crazy. I didn't send you to Texas, Mom, but you told me to stay, so I'm going to Texas. Yeah.
They'll have me there.
Mm-hmm. And then she was like, what are you going to do? Mom, I'm going after my dreams, Mom. I'm going after my dreams, Mom. I'm going to make it. This is it. Like, I'm high. Now I'm 19 years old. I'm on this hype of like, I'm going to make it. This is it. This is the big dog. I'm going to be closing with him, working with him. And then sure enough, I introduced him. I called him. I was in a motel and I called him and said, hey, I'm here, Mr. Manuel. He's like, you're here? I said, yeah. All right, I'll pick you up. He came and picked me up. He's an old Tejano dude, old school. Like, his pants was like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Starch with a line down the middle. Mm-hmm. Wranglers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're the one that called me? I said, yes, sir.
Yeah, I hope you remember.
That's me. He goes, that look, I'll never forget that look.
He was like, this dude wasn't kidding.
Yeah, he looked at me and he didn't care of like what size I was, how young I was, nothing. He saw the hungry on my eyes. He was like,
you can spot it, the attitude, the aptitude, the bandwidth, the hunger, like the desire, all that. When you see it, you're like, I recognize that.
Yeah, and he was like, all right, get in my truck, let's go. Bro, he got me a in-town suite for 4 weeks. He said, look, I got 4 weeks for you. Then after that, then you got to get yourself an apartment. You're going to work with me. Here's your office. put an ad on Craigslist. Now you're gonna start hiring people.
I've never done that before.
I never done that before. Like, what are you talking about? Just interview him, see who's good, see who's not good, give him a run test on the field, and then fill him out. I'm like, dude, I'm 19 years old, and now I'm on a desk and I'm interviewing people. I'm still illegal. Like, what is going on? Everything's happening so fast. So I'm like, okay, I guess this is what it feels making it. And dude,
that's right. You know, I was talking to my buddy who just sold batch services, a multi 10-figure exit, and we were just talking about like that. Today things get really calm, and you have wins, but it doesn't feel like the wins at that time, and it's probably really hard to ever recover those. Yeah. But he talked about following your dreams. Yep. He talked about having that feeling, and when you say this, I'm like, oh wow, this is a common thing across folks like that.
Yeah.
Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. No, and we got to work. We got to work. We hired some people, and everything was great when it used to be Time Warner back in 2000. Now it's 2015, 2016, when it used to be Time Warner. But then Time Warner in October of 2016, Time Warner sold the company to a Spectrum, which is now Spectrum, and then a lot of contracts just got cut out, and his contract was one of them. So if his contract got cut out, I get cut out, everybody gets cut out. And he was like, hey, dude, like, I love you. And this is something that he was my first mentor. The reason why I say that, because this is a dude that he would not have lunch with his employees, but I was the only one that he would take to his house. I was the only one that he would take to his family. And I was the only one that he would
he saw something,
like coach, get on my truck, let's go do this. And I witnessed how he would spend $100,000 on just one purchase, like nothing. And like, I got exposed to that. And he told me, he's like, mijo, you gotta follow your dream. Work hard, work smart, follow your dreams. And man, and he was a tough love dude. Like, he was not gonna be. He wasn't a soft dude. He was. And I say he was because he passed away. Mm. And all up until his last breath, he told me, "Mijo, I'm proud of you. I knew you were gonna do it." Yeah. And
he was a really meaningful person in your life.
Yeah, he believed.
People like that are really important.
He believed, and that's what I needed. I needed somebody to like see the little goal in me. And we stopped working together because he had to go. He got way bigger. He got with Google Fiber, so he was the first dude that got the contracts in Texas for Google Fiber. So imagine, it was like a $10+ million contract, but he also was the first one that busted a pipe in San Antonio, and he got sued. So anyways, dude, and then from there, I'm like, I'm without a job. I'm without anything. All the trucks, everything, which is gone. Like, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I going to do? And I'm looking for a job now because I used to work with my hands. So that's kind of only thing that I knew what to do. Logan, I went to restaurants. They say no. I went to construction company. They say no. I went to work anywhere. They say no. Now, one thing I want to say, during that time, then I started fixing my documents.
Yeah, I was literally thinking about that right now. Where's that status?
So right
part
now,
of why they're saying no is that some people are saying
yes, but I'm fixing my documents as I'm going. Until one day, this person was like, hey, have you, I can get you, no, she said, I can get you a job today. And I was like, today? I've been looking for a month. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, just go with me to the mall. And I go, oh, yeah, then the fun starts, right? Yeah. And she goes, yes, go with me to the mall.
Now you're going to learn how to use this and this.
There you go. And I found my gift.
Yeah.
I go to that mall. We're walking. I'm thinking we're going to a store. And she's like, all right, this is it. This is my friend. This is the kiosk. And I go, ooh, what are we doing here? The dude was like, hey, you want to work? I said, yeah, I want to work. You know how to sell? Sure. Why not? Like, how hard can it be? Dude, I started working there. They were Jewish. So one of the best things that also could happen with me was working with them because they're really good at money. They're really good at selling. And I found my gift. I found my God-given gift, which is working with this and working with my mouth, right? And like my communication. And dude, I became so good at it. So good at it. I made 10 grand within like 2 or 3 months. And he was paying me cash still. So like I was stacking cash. Then from there, I got too cocky. And I decided to...
Oh, yeah, you want a side venture, I remember.
Yep. I went and I said, you know, what's when Amazon FBA was popping up, 2017. And I was like, yeah, you know, I got 20 grand. Now I can go ahead and be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, remember, 17 years old, which is not maybe 5 or less years ago, you're coming over here with $1,500 to a student shared housing thing, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And now you have like money in the bank. You've had success, experience. People believe in you. Like you're a different man at this point.
Yeah. And then I went crazy on self-development. Like I read all the books ever done possible in sales. Brian Tracy, Zach Ziglar, Grant Cardone, all of them. Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, all of them, you name it. I listened to them, I read them. And then all that information starts to like make sense. And then from there, I was like, all right, I got to think bigger. What do I do? Let me get into this business. I got into this business. I lost 20 grand like that, like in 2 months. So I'm back to zero. So what do I, but this time I was like, but I know how to make it back, which was selling. So I went back.
That's your skill.
That was my skill. That's it. Like, that's what I tell people all the time. Number one, your first 100,000 is going to come in from your skill, from selling. Then you're going to learn how to keep it, and then you're going to learn how to multiply it. So I focused first on learning how to make it, how to earn it. Yeah. So I went back to the mall. I got my money back, but then this time I got smarter. I told the dude, I said, hey, look, listen, can I buy this from you and then sell it outside? He said, you can sell it outside, just don't sell it in the malls. The malls are mine. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell it in the mall. My first investment was $75. I bought 5 machines, cost me $15 each. I went to the Pulga in the flea market in the south side. I got there at 6 in the morning. By 12 in the afternoon, I have $500 in my pocket. I said, chin, chin.
Got a new lick.
That's
Let's
it.
go.
It's over, baby. I found money. Then from there, I went back to Sin Saturday because the Pulga only opens Fridays and Saturdays. So I was limited to how many times I could do it. So I went back that Saturday. I said, hey, give me 5 more. He's like, you sold them? Yeah, I did. What are you selling? Don't worry about it. I'm not touching the malls. You keep the malls. I sell them outside. Got 5 more, $75. By 12 in the afternoon on Sunday, I have $500 in my pocket. $1,000 in 2 days. I'm like, okay, I'm into something. Then from there, I'm like, I need to get to a bigger commission. I need to get to a bigger, like something that could pay me better. Yeah, bigger sale. And then I started looking. Solar was coming out back then, door to door, a lot of stuff where like, but I'm like, no, like I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Until I saw a video about wholesaling. And I'm like, okay, cool. I like this wholesaling thing. Get a house, put it on the contract, find a buyer, make 10, 20 grand. I can do that. Sure. Then I put a post. Hey, now we're talking 2018. Then I became a resident. So I got legal, I got documents, I got social, I got everything.
Now you're ready to go to work.
Now I'm ready to go to work. But funny story, I never used my social.
Oh, this is the first. You show up, you're proud to pull that out.
But see, like, I learned already how to make money independently that I didn't really need to. The only way I used my social, this is a funny story, was because I needed to buy a car now. So since I needed to buy a car and I was old 1099, like, you know, cash here, cash there, hustling, I couldn't show up and like Toyota and be like, and they were like, dude, like, yeah, you got the money, the down payment, but show me 2 pay stocks. Like, just show me 2 pay stocks. I'm like, God dang it, where do I get 2 pay stocks? Well, guess what? I went to a furniture store not too far from here. I applied there. There's sales and bays. They pay on the 15 and on the first. That's all I needed. I applied there. I got 2 pay stocks. I remember the quota was $40,000 a month. I did like $50,000 something a month and just selling furniture. Everybody was like, how are you doing? I'm like, how can you not? It's easy. They're walking in, they're coming to you. I'm used to people stopping people in the mall to trying to get some money out of them.
I know this game.
Like, this is cake, brother. So I got my 2 pay stocks, went to Toyota, got my first Corolla. Got my first Toyota Corolla 2017. And then I remember I went back to the work and then I said, all right, I'm out. Richard, that was his name. Richard, I was like, what do you mean you just got your car? How are you going to make the car payment? Don't worry about it. Boom. From there, I found out about HBHS in 2018.
And you're like, all these guys are over here wholesaling. Who are these dudes? They're willing to spend some time with me. I can use my skills. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah, it was a very turning point because then I found that those people that now they needed to believe in me again. So I have found Manuel first, and then I just needed to find the next person that could bet on me. And then it was Mike and Charles. So I walked in there.
Yeah.
And I saw them. I was like, oh, this is it. I'm in the right room, right time. Everything just lined up for me. I'm 22 years old. I've got some sales experience. I got a little bit of cash. I know how to make money. Like, I'm good now. And I asked Charles, hey, can I work for you? She's like, yeah, cool. Come work for me. No problem. And turned out not to be as I thought it was because it took me 8 months to get my first deal. And I've been following up with this lady for like 5 months already. Finally got through. Every time I called her she was a doctor or something. Her receptionist will answer. I never forget her name. Her name was Alex. And she was like, "This is Alex. I'm gonna help. I need to talk to this lady." She's like, "No, she's not available." Finally, I got a hold of the husband on a Saturday afternoon. And he was like, "Look, that was my my mother-in-law's house. She passed away in 2002. Nobody been there. They owe about $25,000 in taxes."
Oh, dude, your first deal was kind of a messy deal.
It was a messy deal. I didn't even know. And he had a MERP.
And you were in a shop that kind of understood those.
Yes. Yeah. And he had a MERP lien on it. So yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, look, I'll give you $30,000. She was like, all right, fine. If you can get the MERP up and you can pay the tax and then pay the tax and I get $5,000, yeah, that's it. I remember I run to Michael and said, Michael, I got my first deal, dude. What do I do? Don't worry about it. I'll take it from here. He sent the contract. Boom. Okay, Manny, go take the photos. Got the photos, come back. About 3 weeks later, $30,000. Changed my life. That was the total deal. That's not what I took. That was the total of the deal. However,
But you got a commission, but whatever. The truth is, why it changed your life is because it now proved something to you that was big, and you realized the barrier to you doing it on your own eventually was lower than you thought.
No, definitely. It was, it clicked. Like, it was like selling the first device in the mall that I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it clicked. And then all I needed to do in wholesaling. And then when I got that check, I was telling the guys this morning, the first thing I did, I bought me some shoes. I needed some shoes. So I went to the mall, got me some shoes. It felt like the best thing ever. Then I stacked that money, put it aside, went back to the second one. It took me about a month later, got it. And then from there, during all that time, people said, well, Manny, what were you doing those 8 months? Remember, I knew how to sell in La Pulga. So I was doing La Pulga. I was doing Uber overnight, and I was doing just Uber in La Pulga. That's how I will stay afloat. And for those 8 months, until I got that deal, I was like, all right, it's time for me to jump with both feet. And that's it. I went all in, both feet, and then the rest is history, man. I started closing deal in like the 3rd month after my first deal. I closed like 5 deals 1 month.
Oh, man.
Then that's when I met Cheek. Then we went to Houston. Then I was already closing deals. I was getting paid. My energy, my confidence went through the roof. Like,
yeah, but you left. What happened? Because it all sounds good right now, but something happened.
Yes. So
there's another rendition of business because you became a business owner, but you left. You had something good. People don't leave good things. What happened?
They don't. I didn't want to leave, Logan. So I stayed there for 4 years.
That's a good run, dude.
Good run. And in this business, having 4 years, it's individual working with you, it's...
Yeah.
So I got to love them, and I still do, but I got to wanted to do something bigger with them. Mm-hmm. I wanted to like be part of, which I felt like I was part of their growth, even on social media and everything. And my goal was to leave San Antonio and open another branch under HBHS. And let me just run it. Like,
that'd be a no-brainer.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have a name.
You wouldn't even be competing with the market they are. You would be, and you trained under them. A lot of people make the mistake. I know a lot of quality operators out there, and they work for somebody else. And I say, why'd you leave? And they say the same thing. And I have retained good talent because you know what? You don't need to leave. Let's do something together.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do. I presented to Charles, and the opportunity, which is, I think they saw it, but it wasn't probably the right time, And it got to the point where, they put me in charge of the team. That's where I learned how to build team. That's where I learned about, managing people and leadership. Yeah. And dude, I'm 23, not 24 years old, and I'm in charge of the sales floor. Like, I'm the top performer for 3 years in a row. Like, I'm closing the deal for everybody on the sales floor. I'm learning how to manage people. So I'm learning a lot of the insights. And I got bored.
People that are always changing and looking for a new thrill. Dude, your last 5 years before then had been literally adrenaline rush from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, because you're trying to feed yourself, find the next thing. You don't know what's next. And when you hit a point where it starts to work in, you're like,
Yeah, I got bored, and then that forced me to do bigger deals. Then I went to multifamily deals. I closed wholesale multifamily deals. I closed land deals with them. This is still with them. Bunch of deals, and then from there I was like, all right, well, what's next? Like what's next? I'm hitting a ceiling. And then I remember walking into Michael's office. I prayed on it. I was like, okay, I think this is it. I called my dad. I told my dad, hey, Dad, this is the time. What do you think? I said, well, pray on it. I'll support you. If you feel you're ready, make the jump. I walked into Michael's office, and they both already knew.
They saw it coming.
Yeah, they saw it coming, and I appreciate the way that they respected it. Michael was like, Manny, actually, like, you took too long. I thought you were gonna do it sooner. Thank you for everything you gave me and gave us. But I wish you the best. Go ahead. I know you're gonna get it. Same thing with Charles. I told Charles was like, hey brother, I'm with you. I love you. Thank you for your 110%. Go ahead. Run. And then from there, now I'm on 2022, in January 2022. Market was on the peak, right time, right everything. Knowledge, experience. I probably already had like 150 deals under my belt. I've got some cash. I've accumulated some cash. So I'm like, okay, I'm seasoned. Dude, first month, 125. I was like, okay.
You think you're about to make $1 million in 6 months?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is it, And every month, but market was different, right? Like, you just throw anything in the market and anybody would buy it at 85%, that you will make $25,000 assignment fee with your eyes closed, right?
We all had the benefit of that.
We all did.
All boats rise with the tide, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But, when the tide comes back down.
Well, that's the other part. So that run lasted me for about 6-7 months. And this is the part that a lot of people don't know, Logan. You don't know. A lot of people don't know that I was making all this money and I couldn't sleep.
Why?
I felt depressed. I felt alone.
Wonder why?
I don't know if it was like all the journey, like
Chicago, all catching up to you,
everything. Like I think everything just like catch up like so fast, because I wasn't this like go until finally like, okay, it's here. And dude, I went to this dark hole. Like,
you finally had a chance to breathe. You've been running on adrenaline for 5-6+ years. Now you're not. You got money in the bank, and you finally had a chance to stop and think for a minute. And you're like, I have no close friends that have come with me. I built this thing on my own. I have no wife. I have no kids. I don't have this support system. You were alone. You had a lot of money, but that's a lot of people think that the money is going to solve all these problems.
It's not.
It solved a problem. Yeah. It got you to America.
Yeah.
It got you to a place where you're safe. But now you're addressing all these other things you haven't addressed for the last 7 years. Bam.
Yeah, it hit me. It hit me like a train. And I remember out of desperation, in the middle of my biggest deal, a 13-unit apartment complex in Laredo, Texas, in the middle of it, I remember I said, F it, I'm booking it to Puerto Rico.
Take a little break.
That's it. Like, from one day to another, I didn't care how much it cost. I just booked it.
You needed it.
Yeah, I never really taken a break since I came. And when I'm there, I'm praying. I'm in the middle of the jungle. I'm more of like a solo dude. I'm more of a introvert. I like to be by myself. And while I'm praying, I'm praying for, ironically, I'm praying for peace.
By yourself, middle of the jungle, you got money in the bank, no one's messing with you, and you're trying to find some peace. There's like something here and here that isn't there yet.
I'm praying for peace. I find myself asking for peace. That's when I knew something was wrong. Because what I prayed for, I got it now. But why am I still feeling
Didn't
this
fix
way?
it all. Yeah.
Then I realized I needed God. And when I look how great God is, when I came back 2-3 days later, I saw this woman pass by, and I'm like, there she is.
Someone was waiting for you to ask the whole time. You just hadn't asked yet.
Well, the thing is that while I was out on vacation, she just showed up to that office that I was in, because I was renting a little office. So like, it was like kind of like a co-host office.
Yeah.
And then she just showed up the moment I was out on vacation. So probably I believe that when I was praying for it, she came in. And who is my wife today, Lydia. And I saw her, and I was like, oh, this is it.
I like what I see. She's in my space. It's the right time. I think you were sent here.
Yep. Everything seems to be perfect to me. And I talked to her, got my sales skills, and
Salesmen never have a problem with women. When they're interested, it usually works.
I talked to her, I sold myself, and,
Yep.
we both got interested, and then started dating. And then from there, then I felt peace. I felt like this is what I was missing. I was missing this part, this touch. I was missing it. And then now going back to business, market change, and now I'm losing money.
Yeah, the part that all the entrepreneurs forget until it happens. Yeah. This is the part everybody warns you about. This is the part everybody also talks about, but you don't listen when you're trying to earn.
So I'm starting to lose money. I'm losing money. I got me a new office. I got me into this new lease. Now I'm losing money. I'm like, all right, but I'm good. Like you want to be optimistic, right? Like I'm good for X amount of time. Like I got the bills paid, like cool. Then I'm fighting to stay afloat. I'm getting a deal here, deal there. I'm fighting to stay afloat. I got VAs now. Now I started like building more like a company. I got 2-3 acquisition guys. I got a dispo. I got VAs, and then everything just seemed too much for me.
Nothing would work. When the interest rates started to rise, we were wholesaling commercial. Like that's all Kyle did in our office. Extreme volume.
I remember, yeah.
And I remember when that was happening. It was happening to us. I'm looking at the financials. I'm looking at the morale go down. He was angry. People weren't getting along. People were quitting. They're coming asking for raises because they want a bigger percentage when a deal did close because they weren't closing that many. And I remember saying, me and my other partner, Bill, were like, Kyle, you can't do this. I'm going to fix it. That fighting that's gotten you here is going to get you through it. No, dude, the market is bigger than us all. Yeah. And we let him run, dude, for 3 months. He lost money for 3 months, 50 grand here, 70 grand here, 100 grand here. I think we lost about $250,000. And finally we're like, hey, are you done yet? And he came back, like he felt beat down. We're like, no, we're glad you're here. This is what it took to get here. And that's when Kyle was like, you know what? I'll just focus on what you guys are all doing. And it was a great time, but the market had to just
beat
He
everybody.
never experienced that in real estate because he got in when it was good just like you. Yeah. So now the market's doing this to you and you're like, I'm going to do it. I can do this.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Almost nobody can, dude. Yeah. It's not you. It's the way the world works.
Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah. So I'm going.
How long did that run before you were like tapping out, like coming to Jesus saying, okay.
And I actually came to Jesus because then in January of 2023, my dad gives me that call. Hey, that's it. We had enough. We're coming. I need you to help us. So I'm like, man, like
this is the worst time.
This is the worst time. Like, why don't you come last year?
You know what? When they helped you, it was the worst time.
I know. So that's why like I always remember, and I'm like, I never tell them no. Like I was like, okay, Dad, you know what? Come in. Well, my wife, she can tell you, I was Logan. Like my eye was tweaking.
Stress.
I was stressed like a man.
Now you got grown man stress. Welcome to the world.
Now I'm stressed. She was like, baby, like chill out. Like everything's going to be okay. And then thank God she took me to church. So she was the woman that actually brought me to church. And I started going to church every Sunday and started reading the word. And then so like that helped me a lot in having that support and having her that backbone very solid on her faith of like, hey, don't worry. Remember who our provider is. Remember who our Lord is. Remember that he got us. Don't worry. Dude, like it was the beating was coming from one way and another way, and then we go in January, February, and then on May, my dad arrived. Business is going bad. I'm surviving. I'm not telling my dad this. I'm not telling my mom this. I'm keeping it on myself. I'm like, yeah, everything is good. Like
men do that,
like yeah, how are you doing? Something fantastic, but it's I'll go to the room. I'll be like, I'll tell my wife, I'll be like, man, I don't even know. They don't speak English. They just got here. They need help. Like they're relying on me. But then I remember what happened to King David that got chosen for a reason to go kill Goliath. Even though he was the skinniest one, the shortest one, the weakest one, God gave him that task because he knew that he could do it. And I was like, Lord, if this is my task and this is the way for me to honor my mom, my dad, and my sister, I'll take it. And I never showed them until one day I couldn't hold it. I'm eating with my dad on Panda Express, and my dad's right here. And this happened in June of 2023. Literally 3 weeks of him being in here, I cry. I just like let it out in front of my dad. I haven't seen him in years, and I just cry like in front of my dad.
What did he say?
He was like, "Son, what's going on?" And I said, "Sorry, Dad. I don't know what to do. Business not doing good. What I'm paying is what I have, what I've been saving, and I feel like I can't help you." He's like, "Don't worry about it, man. Like, don't worry about it. Remember who our God is. Remember who you are. Remember how you got here. Don't worry about it."
You had no option to go any other way. Your girlfriend became your wife, your dad. All these places are pointing you in one direction.
Forward. And then I told Dad,
And to God.
yes.
All of them.
And I said, Dad, like, I'm sorry. He's like, dude, don't be sorry, man. Look at you. I'm proud of you. Look what you've done. Like, dude, we're together now. Like, your mom's here with Dad, your sister. Like, look at the bigger picture. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And then, Logan, that day, I had to make a very difficult decision as a businessman. I'm sure you met a lot of them. I came back to the office. It's another team that I have right now. It was another team. And I said, guys, I set them all down. I said, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I failed you. It's my fault.
You took I'm sorry to interrupt you. You took extreme ownership, and I respect that because that's what we do here. But it wasn't your fault. I respect that you told them that, but you still have to remember it's not your fault. The market was that, and you just needed time to find a new thing. But that was the case.
Yeah.
But you took extreme ownership in that case, which was the right thing, especially for a leader.
Yeah. Yeah. And I told him, I'm sorry. I got to shut the doors down. When? Today. Shut the doors down.
Did it done a few months ago. I'm glad you got to stay. Today's the day.
Today's the day. And Logan, I'll tell you, I went to sleep that day, and I woke up like at 9 a.m. The best sleep I've had in a long time.
You were carrying that monkey on your back. You knew that, you know what it was? Now that you said it, you knew that you had to make the decision. It was the emotional baggage of not wanting to let people down, not wanting to admit in a way that you were failing, and it was time. And when you finally did it, it was kind of like when I came out and told a bunch of my friends and family, like, I'm a drug addict. All the weird shit you've been seeing, yes, it's all true. Don't hide and lie from it anymore. This is the case. I remember that was one of the better moments in my life. Yeah. And I was finally telling them that I'm a fucking junkie. So it doesn't make sense except for if you've been in a spot like that. Yeah. You have to breathe.
I breathed, brother. I was like, oh my God, this feels so good. Like, this feels so
People think you're crazy saying that, but it's real.
It feels so good. And I remember the office was shut down all summer. And I was still paying the rent, but it was just shut down. Everybody was going. And then
your burn rate just went from here to here.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. At least I can keep my family, my girlfriend, like, you know.
So you made a decision. So Jesse and I were talking about this earlier. He runs a big company. You had to make a decision that was right for the business. And it's this tough thing because you have people you love and you care about, and you help build this whole thing with everybody. But ultimately, the final decision is if you have to take care of that business. And if you don't take care of yourself in that business, you can't help anybody else. No. So you had to make that decision to support and preserve yourself in the business. You'll go on, you'll build something new again. It'll be okay. And you'll be able to take care of people again, but you have to do that.
Yeah. And then this is what happened. This is how, man, my God is so big, Logan. A week later, out of nowhere, I'm just driving with my dad, cruising San Antonio. I get a phone call. Hey, Manny, can you build me 4 offices here in my office space?
Like, never done that before. But just like I used to never install cable.
Exactly. Like I never used to sell. I was like, sure. How hard can that be? Of course. Where are you at? I'm here. All right, I'll meet you there. I don't know what I was doing. I took a notepad and a what is it called? That thing that you measure. I don't even know what it's called. The thing that you measure.
A ruler.
A ruler. Measure. Yeah, tape measure, right? And a pen. I go, it's about 800 square feet. I say, all right, tell me, what do you want? Well, I want just pretty much call me an X here. I go, office here, office here, office here. And that's it. I said, well, how much you got? He said, look, all I got is $20,000. I said, all right, cool. When do you want to start? He said, tomorrow. Perfect. Cool. I went outside. I called my boy Edwin. Hey, Edwin, I got this for you, bro. How much? Manny, I do it for $5,000. Call it a day. Coming in. We'll start tomorrow. Hey, I need 50% down. Here's a check. Boom. I'm into money now, baby. Boom. From there, I got that contract 2 months later. Not 2 months later. I finished that contract. I posted it online. I got a call from somebody. I got another contract, $60,000. I got 2 wholesale deals coming in. Made like $25,000 in it. In 1 month, I made $100,000 like that.
You're back.
I'm back, baby. I'm like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling myself. I'm like, okay, I'm into something. Office shut down. Expenses are low.
Yep.
I'm in $100,000 now in since I shut down. And I'm hearing on my ear, God telling me, trust me, I got you.
So now at this point, you've seen enough up, you've seen enough down. Do you believe that forever it's going to be okay?
No.
Not yet.
I mean, everything's going to be okay, but there's going to be upside down. I guess to answer my question is, everything's going to be okay whether deals happen or not.
That's what I'm getting at. You've had ups, you've had downs. I'm at the point, and I think you're starting to see it at this point in your journey where you're like, I really don't know what tomorrow brings. I've had some extreme successes, but there are even things that I have doubts about in my business now.
Yeah.
But I go through a day or two of anxiety and I don't know.
Yeah.
And I step back and say, man, I don't know what's coming, but it is going to be cool.
It'll be cool. Yeah.
Be all right.
Yeah. Literally, that's what's happening right now in our business. And we're about to get there. So, Logan, to make you long story short, by default, I started a commercial, just specific commercial construction company. That business in a year and a half has done $1 million. Biggest contract guy was last year around this time. It was $500,000 one contract.
And you're operating as a GC and you're subbing the construction.
I'm subbing everything. I got my GC license. I went through it. I got the schooling. Pass it. I know how to make deals. I know how to cut deals. I speak Spanish. I talk to the guy. I'm broken in the deal, baby. Mm-hmm. What I do best, just make the deals happen. I don't gotta put the sheetrock. I know people that can do the sheetrock.
Yep.
They don't know where to get the thing. I know where to get the deal. Boom, and the business just took off from there.
So you're thinking at the right level. Then there's another level.
There is.
We'll get there. Keep going.
So from there, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this construction thing. Just forget about wholesaling. No, God said no. You're gonna come back. I got a call from a good friend, I'm sure you know, Andy Ramirez.
Yeah.
He said, hey, Manny, hey, brother, you need to come back, bro. You're too much of a good dude to just be just out there doing that. You're great at that, but your calling is come back. You come back to real estate. So you sure? Yeah, come back to real estate. I came back to real estate. I opened the office, and then from there, I'd say, Lord, from this moment on, you're going to take control of this business. I'm making you the CEO of this business. I'm making you the big boss of this business, and help me manage it correctly. And everybody that walks into this business, let it be because you send them over here, not because I wanted to be here. And then sure enough, one person at a time, and you're seeing them here sitting right now with me.
Show up.
They show up within time. We started clicking in on wholesaling. Now I got more experience on leadership. I know what to do. I know how to manage now the money correctly on the upside and on the downtrend and the uptrend. I got into new bills, flipping on the side, got some money coming in. I got the wholesaling coming. Then we started doing good on the wholesaling business all up until June or May of this year. We were fine. We were clicking. We got a new office. Now money's coming in. And then collectively as a team, we said, how can we get bigger spreads?
How do we do better?
How do we do better?
Welcome to the world, baby.
And then that's when, and
what made you first, like when you're asking yourself like this internally, you're saying, how do we do better? What was it that made you say that's the answer? Because there's a lot of people out there saying this is your answer.
I want to work smarter, man. I want to work smarter, and I want my guys to, the amount of effort that they're doing to be compensated 10 times more than what he was in regular wholesaling. And I knew I have a solid team. I knew I have a good team, so I just needed to put him in a position to where they win bigger by default.
I got the right people. I need to find the right thing now.
I just need to find the right thing to just go bigger, right? And so for me and to then, it was more like, okay, we're working 10 hours a day, man. How can we keep working the 10 hours a day, but get better deals, right?
Get really good. I showed up in this place at 8 o'clock this morning. There wasn't a fucking soul here. By the time we started the podcast about 9, this place was mostly filled up. Ain't no 10-hour days anymore. Yeah. Although I wish there were, but
yeah, that's it, dude. And then collectively, that's another thing.
But I guess the question I'm asking is, I know that you understood, like, okay, we want to find something better, but why did you pick this specific, like, distressed real estate stuff?
Dude,
you just saw messaging, and you're like, okay, that's the right answer, or what?
No, because it just makes sense. I mean, in wholesaling, we come across how many deals do we leave on the table because we can't clear title?
A
lot, right? How many affidavits do you still gotta do doing wholesaling before you actually assign it and make $10,000, $20,000? A lot. So now I'm like, I'm doing the same work. I'm doing the same research, but for 60, 70, 100 grand. So when I went back to the drawing board, because I'm really like meticulous on like numbers as far as like where I'm heading on the numbers. And I lay down and I say, okay, how can I get to $3 million in the next year? And the numbers was now mathing on wholesaling.
Nope.
And then when it's really hard. So then when I put in those numbers on distress, I was like,
this many units times this much margin. Oh, I can get there.
Oh no, we can do this. We can do this. Then I presented to the guys. So the vision, the guys are with it. They say, let's go, Manny. That's another thing, that the way we run the company is everything has to be in an agreement. Everybody has to be in an agreement. It's not just what I say. It has to be majority vote. So everybody say, yeah, let's go. I say, all right, buckle up, because
we're gonna have some ups and downs.
We're gonna have for the next 90 days. We didn't know anything about this, and then the next 90 days is gonna be like this.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But we get one, we're gonna be up. And then sure enough, we started on July 14 of this year. We completely stopped wholesaling. We just literally ignore any deal that would come in our way. For 10 grand, we didn't touch it. And we went full blown distress, messy title.
I usually tell people, hold on, if something's still working, kind of keep it up and ease this
I know.
direction. The neat thing is you guys had some experience in real estate.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of guys that do have that turn one off and turn the other on a lot quicker.
Yeah, I'm more the type of guy that I like to jump with both feet, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel confidence, a little bit of more confidence time. You know, I've accumulated some cash and a lot of knowledge. And I was like, okay, I can hold it. Like I can hold the bag, like in case of, like we're good. And then, I mean, dude, paid off. We got our first deal, almost 6-figure already on our pocket.
It's a lot more rare in the old line of business than
Yeah.
it is now.
Yeah. And right now, like I said, we are all in at $33,000 out of pocket. And we have projected on the board already $280,000 to come in here in the next 40 days, give or take.
Dude.
So when
You
I
would
do
have
the
never
math,
seen that in wholesaling business ever.
no, brother. So when I do the math, and now like my guys, their check is like, okay, like it's life changing,
Yeah.
you know. So that is my joy now. Like that's where I get the joy. That's where I get the high of it. Like you getting the pay, you getting the money, like you like feeling what I have felt.
The good news is you'll do fine along the way, but it's fun to be able to see that work for people and see the smiles, the excitement, and things get better. You're like, all right,
yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, dude. So that's where we at right now, and we're still learning. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like we're still learning. We're still going through it. We're still making the calls.
You'll
we're
be
still
learning.
figuring it out.
You will always be learning. I'm 12 years into this thing, and something new every once in a while happens. I'm like, oh, that's a new one.
Yeah. So that's where we at, bro.
So what does the future look like?
The future looks bright. It looks good. So we did a 3-year plan as a company, and it's to grow to $3 million a year, right? And in this specific type of niche, to $3 million a year, consistent. We have a target to do it within the next 3 months to 15 months.
What markets do you think you'll work?
I'm doing Texas, all over Texas though. Like I'm doing all over Texas. And after that, it's once the guys get enough cash, then we'll go ahead and build our own commercial building to have our own office there.
Oh yeah.
And then either build or do something kind of what you did. You bought it, rehabbed it, and you moved in. So that's where we headed.
Dude, that's exciting. You're now at a place where you say, okay, it's about building a business, and there's a lot of deal making and hustling and all that. And when you get to the place today, you've got to think about things differently. You've got to think about the people, the vision, finance, all those things matter so much more.
And I'm gonna be a dad. So
oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is number one, huh?
Yes, so I'm gonna have a baby daughter.
You got any idea of how many you think you want?
However many God gives me. So
well, let me tell you. If you don't not try, he will continue to give those. I got a house full of girls. I got one boy, and the whole rest of the house full of girls. There's 6 of us. So.
I'm having a girl, so
That's exciting.
Yeah, she's
being a
coming.
girl dad's really fun. It's a different love than a boy. A boy is more of a friend, and they love you. But I feel like the girls kind of love you. It's a little more love.
I heard that a lot.
Yeah,
I heard that the girl's just a different
I
love.
think this mini version of your wife. I don't want it to be taken the wrong way because I have a different kind of like intimate love for my wife. But this love with the daughters is like it's a female love on a different way. But it's cool.
Yeah, brother.
That's exciting. When's she do?
In January, last week of January, beginning of February.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, like coming.
That's like your New Year's present.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so exciting up to. I'm completely honest. The first year or two is so tough. Carrying, feeding, diapers, screaming at night, babies. My favorite part was you hit about year 3. They can walk a little bit. They're starting to make words. They can eat on their own. Dude, it gets great. Yeah, that first year or two is exciting, but also like
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, we got married. We got married this year, and
We spent more time talking about the journey than the real estate part, but this is a fun thing for people to hear and understand. And really, like the spirit is, to me, the most important part that crosses the real estate boundary, the personal boundary, any of these other businesses. All that spirit part is what kind of allows you to get through all of that and keep going. Be a leader, help people believe in what you're doing, actually do what they think you're going to do. That's big. So if you were to go back, specifically in talking to, so that the people that are watching can hear, but go back and talk to Manny when he was 17 years old, head of this, direction on a plane. Yeah. What would you go back and tell that Manny? Because there are a lot of people out there right now that are way on the front end of their journey. They haven't done all the stuff you've done, and they're like looking that direction, looking up, headed up the mountain.
Yeah.
They need to know. They need to hear, like, is it going to be okay? What do I do?
It is going to be okay. It doesn't matter how bad it will get. It will turn out to be okay. Like you'll survive one more day. I promise you. If it's raining for 6 months, the sun will come out again tomorrow. That's what I tell everybody. Like, hey man, the sun comes out back tomorrow to everybody. Just you got one more shot. So if you're 17 years old, on your 20s, I'll tell you what my mentor told me. Rest in peace. He said, Manny, go hard, be aggressive with your dreams, go after them, because you're in your 20s. You mess up, you still got time.
Yep.
You still can make up for that. Keep your cycle tight. Be careful who you associate yourself with. That is really important. Make sure you seek for guidance. Be humble, and take a lot of action. Take a lot of action. There is a Bible verse on our office we live by is all hard work brings a profit, and mere talks leads to poverty. So do more work than what you talk. And if you're gonna talk, you better back it up with hard work. So that's what I will tell.
Thanks for sharing that, Manny. This has been fun. I appreciate your time today. I always enjoy it.
Thank you.
Usually you get to do more talking than I do, which I enjoy because you have a good thing to say. Thanks for sharing that with us today.
Thank you.
My commitment to you is to deliver the most interesting, messy, and profitable real estate deals on earth. And in exchange for that, I only ask that you subscribe to this podcast and share it with a friend who can benefit.